Hey, welcome back to Finding My Wings. This is more of a visual mod again. And so this is the actual wind and rain deflectors. These are OLMs, pretty common, pretty good brand. Something you get on FT Speed and a lot of independent parts resellers for the 86 platform. So nice big long box here. You struggle. Nothing else in here. Another big long box. Nice. Looks like this is the box that got shipped to the company I bought it from. Trying to buy local, trying to buy Canadian. Subiedepot.ca, subiedepot.ca. Subiedepot, especially if you're in the KW region, awesome local guy with a really cool 86 that owns the company. Let's see what we got here. And of course you can buy these from something like FT Speed as well. So pretty standard, they're JDM style OLM Rain Guard kits. So this just goes over top of your window. You can see actually where that little front glass window would be kind of here, and this would go to that level so that rain doesn't get into the car when you actually install it. We've got some good 3M adhesive on here. Good reviews all around as far as whether this thing sticks on. I think my biggest tip is going to be to use a little isopropyl to prep where you're going to be putting this on. Otherwise it should be a really quick, simple installation. Okay, to put these actual visors on, the first thing to do is really prep the paint. This car has been washed and waxed somewhat recently. It has a bit of wax on it, but it should be fine with the 3M adhesive on here. We don't have any isopropyl, which is probably your best bet to do it with, but to take a light cloth and to maybe mix 3-to-1 vinegar and water. So 1 part vinegar, 2 parts water. Would be enough, I think, to get this clean. Just don't leave it on there too much, unless if the pH balance is off, it could still hurt the paint, but it shouldn't be a big deal. I'm just using paper towel. I'm going to do very lightly and then clean it off with a microfiber cloth, because that's just what I have on hand right now. So a lot of this is going to be based off the FT Speed video because I use the OLM unit as well. I'll just walk through their tips really quickly. So once your paint is actually prepped, make sure to actually get your unit out of the plastic wrapping, and you're going to try to put the end of your tape measure right in this notch here and measure out 6 1/4. So I'm going to and try to get the outside of it at 6 1/4. Now we're going to measure up 1 inch exactly, put this right in the groove, 1 inch. And so now we have our square in the front here. So let's go do the back. So we're going to go to 12 1/4 from where this actual plastic rubber meets the paint up here. One quarter, and we're going to go up 1 1/4 from there. So we have 1 1/4, and from the back we're at 12 1/4 here. This will be somewhat approximate, but you'll be doing a lot of the feeling out with your hand, of course. Okay, so I would advise mocking this up a little bit. So what you want to do is put this right on here and see your edges don't overlap on the tape. And on the back side, you're going to want to try to do the same. It might overlap a little bit, but you're actually going to feel it out with your hand as you go along, so I'm not too worried about that right now, as long as it's high enough to clear the door frame, which is what this top one is going to be doing for us here. So factory start. Since this does look like it's lined up nicely, I am just going to start peeling away the red adhesive cover. Okay. I'll go about that far to start. And with this adhesive, you can definitely move around on it a little bit. I'm trying to hold this here and just work my left hand up the car. So it should press out a little bit and go over this tape eventually. So as I go, I keep doing this. There we go. And I'll make sure, like any sticker or anything, just work your finger and thumb alongside the car. Make sure it's got a really nice close gap. And of course, this is great to do after doing a detail of paint correction. Your paint will be perfect. Let's do the clearance test. Clears. Quickly clears as well. I don't think I'll be opening the door quicker than that, so I'm not too worried. At this point, you can take your painter's tape off. Make sure to keep putting any pressure on it if it looks like it's not sticking, but this 3M tape's pretty good. And simply redo it for the other side. So do the same thing, 6 1/4 up, an inch up from that, 12 1/4 from the very edge here. So there's like this main plastic rubber, and there's this semi kind of plastic seal that actually touches the paint. Go from there and try to get it as close to this edge as you can. You can see it went a little bit over on the tape here. But that should be fine for what we're doing. As long as it clears your door, you're good to go. Alright, so we just took it for a bit of a drive. There was really nothing to record or tell you. It was a little bit nicer with the windows down a little bit. You got a little bit less of an air baffle kind of explosion sound on it, but overall, really not too much to notice. As long as it's on here, you should be able to have your windows open. Fits nicely. Looks pretty factory, and should just be nice to have your windows open to crack when it's raining and to keep getting those awesome engine and exhaust sounds coming into the car. So pretty cool. OLM would definitely be my recommendation. They really know these cars and how to build to factory spec. But overall, I'm not doing much to my car, and these were pretty cheap. Pretty factory original look and feel, 3M adhesive. That's not something I'm worried about coming off or having any problems. I think it's definitely worth it for a car that you actually drive. Some people might not like it, but I kind of don't mind it. So thanks for watching. We'll keep updating on what we do to this car slowly as it becomes more and more a car where you can really, truly find your wings. So thanks for watching, and I hope everybody's doing awesome out there with everything going on in the world. Hope this inspires you a little bit to have an awesome, fun car that you make your own.